Welcome back to Dirty 30, the show where Lauren and I talk about just the facts and do so in only 30 minutes. So join us tonight as we head back to the top of that famous monument as we decide the Mount Rushmore of your favorite product mascots. This week on Dirty 30.
The Brew Interviews, coast to coast, brews, faves, and more with Lauren and Robbie.
So how you been, Lauren?
Well, Robbie, I have been fine. I've been fine. My mind was blown recently because I discovered that Jeffrey Zakarian, right? You know who that is?
Yes.
He is not gay. Did you know that he's not gay?
Yeah, he's a wonderful wife and children and family.
I didn't know that. He's very metrosexual. I would have pegged him as gay.
He's fashionable, I think, is the thing. Yeah. He's really like sleek and fashionable with his suits and fancy glasses
and his
all that kind of stuff.
And his yeah. He threw me right for a loop. Thought he was gay. Also, Anne Burrell, not gay. Not
yeah,
gay.
that one's wrong. I think that's wrong.
She's engaged to a man.
Good cover, as you would say.
What is that? It's a beard. That would be her beard, right? Robbie, how are you?
Well, I got puked on by a dog the other night.
Oh, I've had that happen to me before.
Our dog Stella, she's a silent puker, which is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. I've never seen an animal silently puke.
Yeah, they always like...
It's something. There's some noise. There's some indication that the animal is going to puke. We were eating dinner, and she puked, of course, in the middle of the rug, not on the, linoleum. Big, gigantic thing of puke. We didn't even notice it. We're like, oh shit, okay, we got to clean that up.
Oh my God.
We're like, oh, hey, you feel better, Stella, blah, 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 blah. We sit down after dinner, watching our shows as we normally do. I have a pillow on top of me, and Stella was kind of like making weird movements, and we had joked like, oh wow, she's puking again, but we didn't hear anything. Nothing happened. And then I go, yeah, it'd be funny if she puked, and I smacked my hand down, and I smashed my hand into a big pile of vomit that was right up next. Luckily it was on the pillow and not on me, but I still smashed my hand into it. And I'm like, where did this come from?
Oh my God. Fucking dogs. Gotta love them.
Good experiences. So what are you drinking, Lauren? Let's get right into this.
Yeah. Let's get over this beer real quick. I am drinking Pomegranate State from Night Shift Brewing. This is a saison with oats and pomegranate. It's a 6.4% ABV, and it's not great.
It's pretty bad.
Robbie said it looked like I'm drinking cherry piss, and just a correction on that, it's kind of like drinking pomegranate piss. It's not the worst saison I've ever had, but it's not the best saison I've ever had. And I'm sure that other people like it, but it is not what I expect from a saison.
It was just kind of a bummer because this beer was made by Night Shift to celebrate New Hampshire, the Granite State, which is why it's called pomegranate. Pomegranate State of Mind? What is it called?
Pomegranate State.
Yeah, Pomegranate State. So it's supposed to celebrate New Hampshire, and that's why I bought it initially. And it was so depressing. It was just so bad. It's a disgusting beer.
So when you take a sip of this beer, like a gulp of this beer, like it has so much potential to be such a good beer, and it just falls so short. It is like super yeasty up front, which I know people like, but like I don't like that. And I know that's expected from a saison, but like I like my saisons more on the sour end than like the yeasty end. And it just like, I want to be, if you're going to give me that much yeast, I want to be smacked in the face with like a lot of good pomegranate flavor. And it's like just zero. Kind of, it's very, very mild.
Yeah.
And it's like drinking sour yeast to me at this point with like a hint of like some sort of tart fruit. So I'm pretty disappointed, but I will drink it nonetheless.
Exactly.
Yes. What are you drinking this week, Robbie?
I am drinking Burn the Ships from Abel Ebenezer Brewing Company in Merrimack, New Hampshire.
Ooh,
this is a cherry wood smoked IPA.
Ooh.
Coming in at 7%. I've had Abel Ebenezer before. I really don't remember a whole lot about them at all, even though they're literally half hour away, I think.
Yeah, they're like right across the river from me.
It smells, it's hard to explain. It's definitely got that smoked flavor into it, but it's not so much smoke as burnt. It kind of reminds me of black metal, that black IPA or whatever the hell it was,
Yeah.
but
From
not as
Trillium, right?
not as extreme. Yeah, from Trillium, not as extreme. So it's nice. It's nice and subtle. It's definitely tolerable. There just isn't a whole lot else going on. It's just like they just said, "Oh, it's cherry wood smoked for smoked sake." Like they just were, yeah. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't.
So it's just
something you have to try.
smoky flavored? Is that what you're
It's
telling
barely
me?
smoky flavored, but it's a darker IPA.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty dark.
It's mundane. It's not bitter at all. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever buy this again.
Wonderful. I'm glad
worth,
we both have disappointing beers today.
I know, right? It was worth the experience. I mean, that's the whole reason I bought it in the first place was it said it was a cherry wood smoked IPA. But not that I was expecting cherry flavor or anything bullshit like that. I was just out of curiosity's sake. Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I like the company, but I wouldn't buy this one again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that we just both have kind of beers on the lower end of the breweries that we have tonight, because Night Shift is
great beer,
amazing brewery, and I don't think that I've had a Able Ebenezer that I don't like. So
yeah, I just think this is a one-off oddball.
Yeah. Well, when you add smoke to a beer, you can't have a high expectations. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Let's move on to the main topic for tonight. We have all been shaped and influenced by commercials and advertisements for products over the years. Some of those products used mascots to help advertise. Some of those mascots have been on TV and in print ads for over 50 years and are still influential in our lives. And here at the Brew Reviews, we wanted to find out who we think are the 4 most iconic product mascots to sit atop Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I went into this thinking it was going to be kind of simple, but the more I got into it, I'm like, oh, fuck, there's that one too, and then there's this guy, and then there's this girl, and then there's blah. I'm like, oh, my lord. So there probably is going to be a lot of honorable mentions.
Yes.
But we're just going to do our 4 that we think should be the most iconic.
This was hard.
It was very hard.
I had a really hard time choosing my last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I nailed mine. I mean, obviously these are all debatable because I think it's iconic to different people, I guess, in a way.
Right.
But there's still some that are more iconic than others.
I really had to not play favorites in this, because this could have very easily turned into a fave 5.
Yeah. There's so many options for this, so we're going to get right into it. Should I go first?
Yeah, Robbie, you go first.
All right. My first product mascot on Mount Rushmore is Poppin' Fresh, the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Wonderful. I have Poppin' Fresh on my Mount Rushmore also, Robbie.
Excellent. Poppin' Fresh, a.k.a. the Pillsbury Doughboy, was born in a kitchen in Chicago in 1965. Rudy Purz, a copywriter for an advertising agency, was asked with help creating an ad campaign for Pillsbury's refrigerated dough product line. He imagined a living doughboy popping out of a Pillsbury Crescent Rolls can. To separate him from the rolls, Purz, I keep wanting to say Perez, but it's Purz.
I thought it was Perez, so you do you.
Purz added a chef's hat and a white scarf. He also gave him big blue eyes and made him giggle when he poked him in the stomach. Originally conceived to be an animated character, Purz was influenced by a stop-motion technique used for the opening credits of some show that he watched. Artist Milt Schaefer soon brought the doughboy to life using stop-motion clay animation after creating a 3-dimensional puppet. The cost to create the puppet was $16,000, which is about $120,000 in today's money. And in October of 1965, he starred in his very first commercial for Pillsbury Crescent dinner rolls. Since then, Poppin' Fresh has appeared in more than 600 commercials representing more than 50 products. I love the Pillsbury Doughboy. He's awesome.
Same. Yeah, you poke him in the belly, it makes a cute sound. You know,
yeah.
It's
also
like
a little
me.
creepy, but it's okay.
Yeah. He is also 8 inches and 8 3/4 inches tall with his hat on, and he weighs 14 ounces. Just for anyone out there who wanted to know.
Who wants to know? Yeah.
He also got his Macy's Day Parade balloon in 2009, which is pretty cool. Like, that's how you know you've made it to the big times, right? You get
they revamped it, right?
I have no idea.
They originally had a Pillsbury Doughboy balloon in the Macy's Day Parade for a while, but they revamped it in the 2000s, which was basically the same exact Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, this says that he made his debut as a balloon in the
No, I think he's
2009.
older than that. See, I had read that his balloon had been there.
Well, Robbie, it beats the shit out of me. Okay, I read it on the internet, therefore it is true.
Did your parents buy like crescent rolls, like the canned crescent rolls a lot? I feel like my parents never bought them.
No, I feel like that's kind of like more of a new thing. Like,
it's in the 60s.
I guess. I don't know. Like my mom is also like, just like makes everything from scratch. So like if we were having rolls, like she just made her own. We didn't like go out and buy them. I buy them all the time because I love crescent rolls, and pigs in a blanket amazing. Are my favorite. So
yeah, crescent rolls are pretty fucking awesome.
I had some the other weekend. They were fucking boss.
Yeah, and what's more iconic? If you post a picture of Poppin' Fresh, everybody knows you got to poke his stomach and he's gonna laugh. That's just he's all he wants to do iconic.
Is bring your family together through baking,
through unhealthy pastries and carbs.
He's been in commercials with members of the Brady Bunch. Ooh. Like, come on, that's how you know you've hit stardom.
Was it Marsha?
No, it was one of the younger ones.
I don't.
Yeah, that sounds. What's the other one?
I don't remember. Cindy.
Maybe that one's it. I think
Cindy.
It was the
I
youngest.
can see Cindy. She's the youngest.
Yeah. And I watched the first ad for the Pillsbury Doughboy, and he really doesn't look that much different than he does today. Like out of simple. Because you see Mascots, and there are like mascots that have changed drastically since the beginning, and he's really hasn't changed all that much. He's just gotten more animated instead of claymation, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think everybody's moved away from claymation, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever.
I love claymation.
Yeah. All right, Poppin' Fresh on the mountain for sure. Lauren, what's your number 2? I might already have it.
It would be really funny if we both had the same list for our Mount Rushmore. All right, so my next one on my list is Mr. Peanut from Planters.
He's not on my list, but he was in my very close honorable mentions.
Oh, wonderful.
Perfect.
All right, good. So we have a little bit of variety.
Yes.
The Planters Peanut Company was founded in 1906, and the conception of Mr. Peanut was like imagined by a 14-year-old boy from Suffolk, Virginia, named Antonio Gentile. I think that they had a contest. And he like drew like a little sketch of Mr. Peanut and then sent it in and won. They gave him an award of $5.
Fuck yeah.
Right? Mr. Peanut's full name is Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe.
Was that also a contest?
That's what Antonio named him. So that is his name.
So Peanut is not anywhere in the name?
Well, he's known as Mr. Peanut, but that, like, his real actual name is Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe.
I wish his name was just Richard Peanut. That'd be the best.
Yes.
How is it not Dick Peanut? Mr. Dick Peanut.
Mr. Bartholomew Dick Peanut.
The third.
The third. Oh, that's funny. Mr. Peanut has been featured on World War II stamps and poster propaganda, which is pretty significant, I would think.
Badass.
For the companies, and this is where like I really think that the iconicism comes in for him. The company's 100th anniversary in 2006, Planters held an online vote to see what they should change about Mr. Peanut. So like they gave you a few, fans could decide between adding cufflinks, a bow tie, or a pocket watch.
He got cufflinks, didn't he?
No. Everyone voted to not change him at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So people were like, don't fuck with Mr. Peanut.
It's because they didn't have a write-in section. If they did a write-in section nowadays, they'd be like, well, okay, Mr. Peanut's going to have these nuts. Okay, so I guess we got to change it.
I bet that there was a write-in section and that was part of it. But they threw that out.
It would work, these nuts.
He has had some changes so the original sketch didn't have like a monocle and a cane. that was added, and it's switched sides at some point.
Oh,
over
so
the years.
fucking Enrico, what's his name? What was the kid's name?
Antonio Gentile.
Antonio. Fucking Antonio didn't do shit then. He just drew a peanut with eyeballs and legs.
Well, he had a top hat.
Yeah, but no monocle and no cane.
I don't remember.
What an
Robbie.
unoriginal fuck. No wonder they only gave him $5 fucking. Fuck that kid.
Wow.
Enrico, Antonio. What's his fucking name?
Antonio
Same
from
difference.
Virginia.
Ugh.
His original sketches were donated to the Smithsonian, along with there's a statue of Mr. Peanut in the
Smithsonian.
Thank you. S's are hard for me. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think Mr. Peanut's wicked iconic. He's old as shit.
Yeah.
But they killed him off. Did you notice that? They killed Mr. Peanut off in last year.
I haven't seen any commercials for Planters, so I don't know.
Last year's Super Bowl killed Mr. Peanut. And people were fucking outraged, Robbie. People were like, how dare you kill Mr. Peanut? So then they had to have a follow-up commercial where they buried Mr. Peanut, and then baby Peanut was born from his ashes.
Americans get mad at really weird things. We're like, we don't want equal marriage for everybody, but we're like, if you kill Mr. Peanut...
Well,
we will
Mr. Peanut was
riot.
Mr. Peanut was 114 years old,
That's crazy.
You can't kill him. He's iconic.
I know. And he's a peanut. How do you kill
And he's a peanut.
That is a good addition to the monument. He just barely didn't make it in for me. There's another one that just made it for me personally.
I want to see who you chose over him. Who'd you choose over Mr. Peanut?
That's going to be my last one. All right. My next one to go on to the Mount Rushmore of product mascots is the Kool-Aid Man. Was he on your list?
No, he was all right. So my last one, I'm going to say it was neck and neck for Kool-Aid Man and who I chose. I waited till the very last second to choose. It was really hard. So Kool-Aid Man is on my honorable mentions.
Awesome. Kool-Aid Man was created in 1954. The precursor to Kool-Aid Man, he was called the Pitcher Man, which just sounds like a horror character.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed the name.
Yeah. Was created by Marvin Potts. In 1974, arms and legs were added to Kool-Aid Man and introduced as a 6-foot-tall pitcher of cherry Kool-Aid.
Did he just
He was just
around?
a pitcher with a face. Yeah, so he was just a pitcher and a face, and they added the thing because it was an actual costume later on as well. Children, parched from playing or other various activities, would typically exchange a few words referring to their thirst, then put a hand to the side of their mouths, and by shouting, "Hey, Kool-Aid!" whereupon the Kool-Aid Man would make his grand entrance, breaking through walls, fences, ceilings, and other furnitures, uttering his famous words, "Oh yeah!"
Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid here, bringing you fun.
And then pouring the dehydrated youngsters a cool glass of Kool-Aid. I just love the concept of Kool-Aid Man, how he would just burst into people's houses and just ruin their homes.
Yes,
just
he
to
does it
hydrate
with
some
a huge
kids.
smile on his face. He does not give a fuck.
No, he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like a serial killer. Just, "Oh yeah."
Drink me, bitch.
And it's Kool-Aid. It's full of sugar. So it didn't hydrate any children at all.
No, it's literally just sugar in
It's
water.
just sugar
Flavored
in
sugar
water.
in water.
And it's fucking delicious, and I love it.
Yes, I love Kool-Aid. I can't drink it because I won't stop. One time I drank so much Kool-Aid I
100%.
threw up, Robbie. Just fun
And
fact
she was
for you.
24.
I was in sixth grade. I was in 6th grade.
Still unacceptable.
Nature's classroom. I fucking drink the shit out of
Nature's
that
classroom.
Kool-Aid.
Oh, that's
Because I wasn't allowed to have it at home. So anytime that I had Kool-Aid, I was
True.
like, fuck yeah, I'm drinking the whole pitcher, bitches.
Kool-Aid Man is super iconic for me as well. I mean, we had it as kids, but when we were kids, the commercials were more animated and
Yeah.
not CG, but they were just animated Kool-Aid Man bursting through your wall for real life kids. And I just like the concept of a crazy giant carafe of cherry flavored liquid bursting through your home. It is just the best.
Yeah,
What's better
and
than that?
and Kool-Aid Man isn't just in Kool-Aid Man commercials. He's made appearances in Family Guy, I think.
Yes, a
bursted
lot.
through walls. I'm pretty sure that Dane Cook has a bit about him in one of his
Yeah.
things that he
He had
used
a
to
video
do.
game back in the day. He had a video game on Atari 2600 and the ColecoVision or a television, one of those old 70s and 80s gaming
Some
consoles.
sort of game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Kool-Aid Man, super iconic.
I agree, 100%. Kool-Aid
Cool.
Man. All right, my next choice for Mount Rushmore is the Michelin Man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, this is where I had to not pick favorites on one of them. Because, like, I don't... And it was so hard to find mascots that weren't food. You know what I mean? Like, all of the mascots I have, except for the Michelin Man, are food mascots.
Yeah, because they were geared towards kids and families and not, consumer, not like the normal consumer. They're looking for like car parts or insurance or things like that. They were just like, mascots is what brings in people for food products, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I chose Michelin Man because I think out of all the ones that I have like on my Mount Rushmore list and my honorable mentions, he is the longest running mascot that I could find.
Yeah, probably.
So the Michelin Man has been the brand of Michelin since 1898.
Michelin tires.
Michelin tires, yes,
yeah.
Not the like Michelin stars.
For the layman,
right? So that's a really fucking long time to be a mascot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's changed over the years, but he's generally the same guy. His real name is Bibendum. Bib for short. He used to use a term in a lot of commercials that was a Latin term, and I can't pronounce any words, so I'm just stick with me here. Nunc est bibendum, which is Latin for now is the time to drink. So I think that's very fitting for our podcast, because in his old ads, he would like just fucking drink a cup of like nails and broken glass.
Oh yeah.
Because it's supposed to be like, look what our tires can handle.
Yeah. Or a beer,
Yeah. So this mascot, as everyone knows, is white, which is like, oh, well, he was created based on a pile of tires, so why is he white? Well, tires were not colored black until 1912, so
yeah, they were white rimmed almost.
Yeah, so he's based on OG tires, essentially.
Yeah.
So, but he's like so iconic that like like famous like furniture designers have like designed chairs based on him called the Bibendum chair, designed by Eileen Gray in 1925. There are like restaurants that have like stained glass windows of the Michelin Man.
Michelin star ratings? Does that have anything to do with?
I have no idea. I thought about that, didn't look it up, so the world.
God damn it.
But like travel magazines used to like literally have like a column for the Michelin Man.
Guide.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the Michelin star ratings came from, was the Michelin Guide.
Well, I don't know, Robbie. Okay, I'm not as smart as you are. Anyways, I think that like as far as mascots go, like he's the oldest, he's the longest running. That makes him probably the most iconic. You know what I mean? Ghostbusters, the fucking like fluff puff guy. He was like
Mr.
based
Stay
on.
Puff.
Yeah, he was like based on the Michelin Man. So.
So my only
and the
argument
Pillsbury
against
Doughboy combination.
My only argument against the Michelin Man, because I thought about him too. He's on my honorable mentions. Is that if you put up the Michelin Man against like, 5 to 10-year-olds, I guarantee you maybe 20% of them would know who he is. That's my only thought. That was like my thought process.
Well, we didn't do mascots based on what 10-year-olds can identify, Robbie.
No, but that's what iconic is, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, if you brought the Michelin Man to, fucking Kabul, Afghanistan, and you're like, who is this? They'd be like, and they blow up, and they wouldn't know because they don't know who the Michelin Man is, Lauren.
The Michelin Man is world renowned, Robbie.
They would know who the Kool-Aid Man is because terrorists know the Kool-Aid Man because they use his tactics to get into buildings.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand, but like world over, Michelin Man is probably more identifiable than Pillsbury Doughboy.
It's possible.
I'm just saying, Robbie. I personally don't give one shit about the Michelin Man. Okay, but in regards to like brand mascots, I think he's probably one of the most iconic. Okay, again, not a Fave 5, just Mount Rushmore. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of the most iconic, who I think is the most iconic brand mascot of all time, which brings me to my next one, and that is Tony the Tiger from Frosted Flakes.
Robbie, that is also my last choice for Mount Rushmore.
Excellent. I have a lot of information about Tony the Tiger. In 1951, Eugene Kolke, an accomplished graphic artist, and Leo Burnett, art director, Edward Kern sketched a character for a contest to become the official mascot of a Kellogg's brand new breakfast cereal. Tony competed against 3 other potential mascots for the public's affection. Katie the Kangaroo, which I don't even want to talk about, Elmo the Elephant, which would have changed history for Sesame Street, and Newt the New. I don't know what a new is.
I looked it up, Robbie. I looked up what a new is.
I forgot to.
It's like a combination of an antelope and water buffalo.
That is
They
a
live in
horrible
Africa.
mascot.
Yes, it's like a skinny water buffalo, if you
Oh.
will.
God, thank
With
God
weird
Newt
horns.
didn't win.
Thank fucking God Tony the Tiger won.
The final Tony the Tiger design came from a group of former Disney animators known as Quartet Films, which also designed the Jolly Green Giant, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, the Ham's Beer Bear, and the Baltimore Orioles mascot, among others.
And the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, it was the same person?
I don't know if it was
What?
the same group, but it's the same company.
Was it the same company? Okay.
Yes.
Tony got his iconic quote, "They're great," from a 1955 print ad in Life magazine.
It's great.
He has been voiced by many people throughout the years, but Thurl Ravenscroft is the most well-known and held the role for the longest from 1953 to 2005. So when you think of Tony the Tiger's voice, Thurl Ravenscroft is who you think of. Tony the Tiger is iconic. I didn't eat a lot of Frosted Flakes as a kid.
I hate Frosted Flakes.
I don't hate them. I enjoyed them, but what's more iconic than they're great?
Literally, for a product that I don't enjoy, I enjoy the mascot. And every time I
Exactly.
think of Frosted Flakes, they're great pops into your head. Like
Yeah.
that is he's probably one of the most iconic, like, brand mascots, I think.
He's got to be. He's got to be.
Yeah.
And it's cereal. And it was so hard not to pick just a bunch of cereal mascots.
I love cereal mascots. I love
So do
cereal. So
Yeah,
that's-
don't we all?
Yes. But if we had we should do a Fave 5 cereal mascot. Just saying. Or
Yeah.
anyways.
So he did make your list? I don't remember what
He
you
did.
said.
He was the
Okay.
last one on my Mount Rushmore.
Oh, perfect.
So we matched on 2 of them, Robbie.
we matched on 2 of them, but I have one more left, Lauren.
You do? Who is it?
This one is just iconic to me because I had a hard time choosing the last one. And that is the M&Ms.
Oh, yes, the M&Ms.
The red and yellow M&Ms. Early black and white advertisements for the candy in 1954 featured 2 talking anthropomorphic M&M characters, one plain and one peanut, diving into a small pool of chocolate. Many iterations have been created over the years, but the 2 main M&M characters are red, which is the plain M&M, and yellow, my favorite, the peanut M&M.
Yep.
The M&Ms have been in many commercials over the years, usually surrounded by celebrities, or in their most famous commercial, Santa Claus.
I was going to say, I love
Best
the
one.
Christmas M&M commercials.
If you watch that Christmas M&M commercial with Santa Claus, it is like the same shoot from like 2005 or whenever it came out. Like you can tell it's grainy, like it's an old film shot.
Yep.
It's so great. The M&Ms continue to be iconic advertising staples on our TVs and have been included in numerous lines of knickknacks and toys and products. I think out of all these product mascots that we've talked about and that I've seen, the M&M characters have been in more stuff, just more stuff than I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. I like to go thrifting into antique stores, and so do you. Everybody has a weird section of M&M character shit.
You're not wrong.
It's crazy. They're super iconic. I just think they've been in the most things ever.
I used to
insane.
have a computer game of the M&M.
Yeah.
I used to have an M&M computer game that I would play.
Yeah, they had an M&M kart racer for the Nintendo Wii. Like
It was a kart racer
Yeah.
computer game. Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much M&M shit. I mean, race car companies are sponsored by M&M. They have the M&M car that has been
That's
going
true.
forever. Like it's ongoing with M&M, which I'm okay with because I absolutely adore M&M. We're going to name off some honorable mentions. I have a long list here of honorable mentions we're going to go through really quick.
I have 6.
Cool. I might mention some of them. We have Jolly Green Giant, super iconic for vegetables. Awesome. Mr. Clean,
Is he
I got
gay?
a fucking trout pillow instead of.
He must be.
No, I don't think he's gay.
He's got an earring and he
He
likes
does have an
cleaning.
earring.
He's
He does
for
have an
sure
earring.
gay.
He might be a little. Him and the Brawny Man just smashing.
Oh
it
my
every
god!
night.
I bet you that there's porn based on that.
That's like the cleanest house ever, though, right?
Oh my god!
Okay, so if
Yes.
Mr. Clean is banging the Brawny guy, who cleans up afterwards?
It's a team effort, Robbie.
Is it a
Because
team
that's
effort?
what true partners do.
not just the Brawny Man wiping up some dirty old Mr. Clean cum.
Wonderful.
We talked about the Michelin Man. We have the Energizer Bunny, which
Yep.
was kind of this weird cartoon / real puppet all
It
of its
kind of creeps me
existence.
out, to be honest. I don't really like
Yeah,
it.
a little bit. The Geico Gecko, super
Geico
famous
Gecko.
now, just not that old. The Noid, if you remember the 80s and 90s, the Noid was this weird bunny character for Domino's Pizza.
No, I have no idea what that is.
He had like video games and weird things. It was like Spot for 7-Up.
No,
Remember Spot?
No.
Oh, wow. Well, Chester Cheetah, that's another one.
Yeah, love him.
And one of my personal favorites, the California Raisins.
They are okay. So they should be like on the mountain because they are very iconic. They have fan clubs. That
Yeah.
I had California Raisin figurines that I
Oh,
played
yeah.
with when I was a kid. Like
I had toys.
They had the
I had a
bendy
shitload of
arms.
California Raisin toys.
Yeah. Where did they go? What happened to them?
The California Raisin Board, I guess, just died because that's what they were sponsoring. I don't know.
Yeah, now it's like the Sunkiss Raisin chick.
Fucking sun-kissed bitch.
Fuck you, cunt.
You ain't no
Sunkiss.
Raisin Man.
Yeah. Fuck you. You can't sing Heard It Through the Grapevine, you dumb bitch. Sorry. I'm bitter over it.
Before we go, we're gonna rate our beers real quick.
Robbie, you didn't even let me say my honorable
Oh,
mentions.
it sounded like I hit everything on your list.
No, none of those are on my list. I was just saying yep because I
Oh,
like
for Christ's
them.
sake, let's go.
All right, so non-food, I have Mario for Nintendo. He is the mascot of Nintendo.
I didn't
but
count him.
again, that's why he's not on
Yeah.
the fucking Mount Rushmore, Robbie. I have Mickey
Not a
Mouse
mascot
for
video game character.
Mickey Mouse for Disney. Again, I don't really consider Disney to be like a product, but like
Yeah.
he's the mascot of it, and
Like
it's
a
huge.
cartoon, yeah.
I have Snap, Crackle, and Pop for Rice Krispies.
Yep.
Kool-Aid Man I already mentioned, and Mr. Owl, the Tootsie Pop.
Perfect. Before we go, we're going to rate our beers real quick. I drank Burn the Ships, a cherry wood smoked IPA from Abel Ebenezer in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Very, very, you have to kind of like these kind of things to enjoy it. I don't personally recommend it if you like my kind of beer taste based on the show. 1.25. It's drinkable. You can just keep drinking it, but it's not super enjoyable.
Well, that brings me to my beer here, Robbie. I drank Pomegranate State Saison with oats and pomegranate from Night Shift Brewing. It got better as I drank it. I think that all the flavor was like at the bottom, so it became a little bit
Shake
more.
it.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to shake it. It became a little bit more flavorful, but it still fell super short. If you like saisons, you'll probably like it better than me. But I'm gonna rate this beer a 2.
That just about wraps it up for this episode. You can find the Brew Interviews on our Instagram account at The Brew Interviews or on Twitter at Brew Interviews. You can also send us an email at thebrewinterviews@gmail.com or on Facebook under The Brew Interviews. And if you feel so inclined, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Brew Interviews and become part of The Brew Interviews family, just like these people: Hillary, Mitch, Steph, Karen, Danny, Jess, and the Wreck My Podcast crew. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Also, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Also, be sure to check out our sponsor, adamandeve.com, and use our promo code BREW4U. That's brew the number 4U, and get 50% off almost any When item. So you get yourself something sexy and also help out the show at the same exact time. And Valentine's Day is coming. So get your significant other something super nice. For the Brew Interviews, I'm Robbie.
And I'm Lauren.
Good night.
Good night.
This has been The Brew Interviews, a podcast about craft beers coast to coast with Lauren and Robbie.
That's true. Every time I light forest fires, I think about Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, exactly.